Hey Brick fans, this is Dave from Brick 101, and today I'm going to show you how to build the Ink Demon version of Bendy from Bendy and the Ink Machine. If you watched my previous how to build on the cute cartoon version of Bendy, you'll know that that was designed by Mark Larson, and when he did that design he also did an extra design of the Ink Demon version of Bendy as well, and I finally took the time to finish that up and get it ready to share with all of you. Really pleased with how this turned out. Think it's a very creepy, accurate representation of this Ink Bendy, or some people call it Nightmare Bendy, you know, the demon version of Bendy that kind of chases you around in the game, as opposed to the old-timey cartoon Bendy who's cute and adorable. While I was at it, I also happened to build a small minifigure version of cute cartoon Bendy. Just got inspired to do that. Just a few pieces for that, so I'll show that real quick too. And if you missed out on the news when I previously reported it, you should also know that there are official construction sets coming for Bendy and the Ink Machine later this year from C3 Construction, so you can click the link in the description or the card in the upper right corner if you want to go see more information about those. Alright, let's get into building some Bendy. Here's a super fast look at the minifig version of Cartoon Bendy that I did. I really just got inspired for this when I built the Black Panther sets and realized that the earpiece for Black Panther, you get an extra one in each set, and I was like, what else could use ears like this? And I thought about Bendy's horns. They're a little bit small for the horns, but it kind of works. So I just paired that with this head from the collectible minifigure series, the skeleton costume person. You could also use a black skeleton head, something like that, from the 2007 era fantasy skeletons. Hard to see. Didn't have a black torso with a white tie on it. At least not a white bow tie that I could find. So I did this old classic town waiter torso. Kind of works with a black bow tie instead. Just gave some white hands. And then for the legs, rather than short legs, I did some 1x1 round plates on top of one of these new 1x1 rounded plate with handle. I thought that worked really well for his little shoes. You could also use the 1x1 plate with clip. As many of you have noted, I don't do minifig versions of characters as much as I used to, mostly because when I stick to official parts, they usually end up looking like this, which is, you know, not super accurate. And when I go into painting, I'm just not a huge fan of painting Lego. So that's one of the reasons I've stopped doing minifig versions, but this one just came up, so I thought I would show you how I did it. Okay, so these are the pieces you will need to build Bendy's torso. So we're going to start with a 2x4 plate and some of these 1x2 upward tiles in black. You can hear my pug drinking water in the background, as well as the busy streets of Chicago. Alright, so that 2x4 with those upward slopes. Then you can just fill this in with a 2x2 plate. But if you are obsessive about getting rid of any trace that something was built out of Lego and want a smooth line here, you can do a 2x2 under tile to fill that out in the super smooth way. Next level, we're going to get a bunch of these 1x2 to 1x2 upward brackets. So we'll put 2 here and 2 here. Fill out the center with a 2x2 plate. Now, if you don't have the upward style, you just have the downward style, you could just move those a layer up and it would still work. And they're not super important. The top ones are, but the bottom ones aren't. Anyway, jumper. 1x2 jumpers up here. Then a 1x1 tile and a cheese slope on each of the bottom ones. Next level, we'll do a 2x4 plate. Then we'll do one of these cool brackets. I believe I dubbed these Mark brackets since he used some of these in the original Bendy build. On top of that, we'll do a jumper plate as well. That's where the head will connect. Then another 2x4 plate and a 1x2 to 1x2 downward bracket. Next level, we'll do some 1x2 to 2x2 downward brackets. Fill in the middle there. This will get a 1x2 plate and then a 1x2 rhino plate, or 1x2 with a 90-degree rod off the side, which goes right there. It does slide nicely into the slot there between the plates below it. Finishing off this part, double wide 1x2 downward slope, or a 2x2 downward slope, if you like to call it that. Cover this top off with tile, 2x2 and a 1x2, and I am out of 2x2 tiles, so I just filled this side in with some 1x2s. I think Batman might have stolen all my 2x2 black tiles. Cool. And then for the bow tie, this new bar holder to clip is a really great piece. If you've got it in white, do 2 of those, and to top off the end of it, I put this little bulb piece, which comes in some Spider-Man sets, on the end to give it a little more length. Another option for the bow tie is to get a 1x1 plate with clip and a 1x1 tooth plate. Do 2 of those, one with the tooth plate on top, the other with it on bottom, and have the bottom one have the tooth plate on top, and the top one have the tooth plate on bottom. That works pretty well for a bow tie as well. Okay, now you're going to build 2 identical legs. So the center of it is going to be built out of 2 Travis bricks. Color doesn't super matter, they'll be mostly covered up, but black works if you've got it. And you've got 2 1x1 plates in between them. Color really doesn't matter for that. Then around all 4 sides of that, some 1x3 tiles in black. On the top here, we'll take a black T-piece to connect 2 1x1 plates with clip, and then stick that in the hole on the top of the Travis brick. On the bottom, 3 1x1 cylinder bricks, and then a 4 long bar through all of that, just to make it a little more stable. So you'll take those legs and connect them onto the bottom, like so. So the cheese slopes up here kind of lead out to the outer piece there. That was the best I could do for kind of hips using this connection. What's nice is when you bend the legs, sometimes that 1x1 plate with clip goes up and kind of covers that gap, so it actually does work pretty nicely. Legs. And now we'll quickly build some feet. For this foot, a 2x2 plate next to 2 1x1 tooth plates connected by a 2x2, and a 1x2 jumper behind that. And on the top layer, a 1x2 tile and a 1x2 cheese slope. And for the other kind of limping foot, start with a 2x3 plate, and then a 1x2 jumper, and a 1x2 cheese slope, and a 1x2 plate, and a 1x2 cheese slope. And so then you can connect those to the legs at the jumper plates. So I specifically made this left foot here to be sideways and limping, since it's just kind of like a puddle foot in the game. Puddle foot. Ooh, puddle foot. Okay, now let's build us some arms. So the upper arm is going to be the same for both sides. Start with a 1x2 black plate with a handle and a 1x2 black plate with a clip. Connect them one off and use a 1x2 downward slope to stabilize the connection, and a 1x1 tile to fill out the top, and it will also have a 1x1 plate with clip on top to connect back to the body. So build 2 of those. Then for the big gloved hand, we'll start with a 1x2 plate with handle in white, and then a 1x2 black with handle, and this is the different type of handle, and a 1x1 plate with handle on the bottom. And then get some of these robot arms, 3 in white, 1 in black, and we'll do white, 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 and black. Thought that worked pretty well for the ink splattered glove. You've got some posability with the thumb relative to the fingers, as well as the fingers moving out. Another option, if you don't have those robot arms, you can use this clip to bar holder that we used earlier for the bow tie. They come in white and black, and you can also like make the fingers have kind of a nub on the end with those same kind of bulb piece we used in white for the thing. They don't have the nice curve to them, these robot arms do, so I ended up liking the robot arms a little bit better, but you can then have like some of them be white with black tips, black with white tips, black with black tips, white with white tips, depending on, you know, what you've got. So that can be fun for getting it more splattery, but I thought that was pretty good as is. Clip that in. For the other hand, the kind of smallish hand that's mostly just black, 1x2 black plate with handle, and the other type of that. And if you've never seen one of my action figure scale how to builds before, you'll think this technique is crazy, using minifigure hands as fingers. But if you've seen one of my videos like this before, you've seen this technique a whole bunch of times, so you probably think this technique is lazy at this point. So, crazy or lazy, let me know in the comments. Yep, so, oh, maybe put the, oh yeah, and the last one, fourth one goes into the bottom of the 1x2 plate. You can move around a little bit, so you've got a thumb and some fingers, so for the 2 different arms. And you can go ahead now and attach the arms to the torso using those jumper plates we put in place earlier. These have a really nice range of movement. They can hinge out from this plate and clip connection there, and they can also hinge around 360. They can move at the wrist as well as the fingers all moving. So lots of posability. Easier to do on this side with the fingers than that side, but you can still pose these fingers in a variety of ways, depending on how you want these arms. Of course, the big glove reaching forward is a key look for this Bendy. Rah. Oop, that's less scary. Rah. Hey, cartoon Bendy, I can't seem to find my head. Can I borrow yours for a while? Gee golly whiz! Evil demon Bendy? I don't know if that would really have the desired effect. My head is all cute and cartoony. Your head is creepy. Yeah, well, I still need a head, so give me your head. Rah. Oh, perfect. It fell off. That was totally what I meant. Alright, put that head on. Do a split. Yeah. Demon Bendy, ready to demonize. Woohoo! Okay, switching over to the head. I like to start off the bottom of the head with a 2x2 wing plate that wings out to a 2x4, kind of back there. One of these. I guess you could also achieve this with 2 1x2 wing plates, the new kind, but I like this one. Some 1x2 black plates there. I don't think the color super matters, but it might. Some white 1x1 with studs sticking forward, and one of these BrickHeads bricks. Color doesn't matter for that. Color doesn't matter for these 1x1s here that have the studs sticking out. Nor does it really matter for this one, but I made them white and black just to be thematically appropriate. And top it all off with a 2x2 tile. Then on the front, I'm Gonna get a 1x2 grill plate. That's for Bendy's mouth. 1x2 white tile. 1x1 black tile. 1x1 black plate. And a black tooth piece hanging off of here. On the back, get a 2x3 plate and a bunch of 1x4 curvy downward slopes, or some 1x2s if you don't have that many 1x4s. I didn't. This whole chunk is just going to cover up the back here, so attach it there, and you'll see, aside from that bottom black 1x2 plate, the color of all those interior pieces didn't end up mattering for the back. Now let's build the two sides of Bendy's head. These are going to be mirrored for most of it. Start off with some of these lovely 2x2 mark brackets and a 1x2 black plate and some 1x1 black and white plates. One side goes like this and the other side is nicely the opposite. Connect some of that stuff with a 1x3 plate, and then get some 1x3 curvy downward slopes to connect those parts. And this white 1x1 is just going to hang off with its friend for a minute. And then we'll do the mirror image of that over here, 1x3, 1x1, and some 1x3 curvies. And now let's get to the upper levels here. So this is a 2x2 curvy downward with a black and a white 1x1 plate. And those connect like so, and the nice opposite version on the other side. And let's grab the core of our head for a second. So you can attach one on this side and one on that side. You'll notice you have now the nice white shape of Bendy's face, and none of it comes through on the back. So that's nice. Last few steps here. On this side, we're going to take a black jumper plate, cover up that. I guess we could have done that as a black mark bracket as opposed to a white, but oh well. Bygones are bygones. And then that 1x1 black tooth for the ink dripping down next to that other ink drip. Alright, and then over here we're going to take a black 1x1 plate and a white 1x1 tile, and then this cool 1x2 black triple tooth piece, and that will add 3 more nice drips there. So we've got all the ink dripping down the face. So then we've got all the ink dripping down the face down to the nice mouth grill. You'll notice this mouth grill is different than the way I did it on the last Bendy, where I actually lined them up vertically, so the lines are the same way, but actually I think it looks a little bit better than that, which I went to painstaking lengths to make work. So I might actually switch that one up now that I've seen it this way. I think it still gets the idea across, even though the lines are technically in the wrong direction. Just works. And now, as a final step, you can attach the head to the jumper, which gives you a little bit of ability to rotate the head all the way around like a creepy Exorcist movie. And of course, as we previously mentioned, you've got lots of posability with the arms going in a lot of directions, and the legs can bend back and forth as well. I like to have this leg bent back like he is limping along, trying to chase Henry down, but hopefully Henry will get away and nothing bad will ever happen. Yay! Oh, gee golly! Hello there, demon version of me. Can I borrow your head? I seem to have misplaced mine. As you said before, I don't think that would really be thematically appropriate. Well, too bad. I'm taking your head. Yeah, head. Stay up, Bendy. None of this is happening. Ha-ha! Da-da-da-da-da-da! Thank you so much for watching this How to Build video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Brick 101, and check out all of our other video game How to Build videos.